adding a new question and then calculated question. Now, with calculated questions, colleagues, the difference between calculated question and perhaps with numeric questions is that your student will get different questions, or your student will get what's the easy way to put this one? Yeah, to put it very simple, they will just get different questions. You set up one question, yeah, they will get different numbers. For example, if we say calculate the speed of a falling object at a distance of, and if it has a mass of 5 grams and it falls at a distance of 10 meters, what the system do, it will change the parameters or the values for students. For student 1, it will say 10 meters and 5 grams. For student B, it will say 15 meters, 12 grams. What you are testing is whether the student know how to calculate the speed or the acceleration, and not necessarily the uniformity of numbers or the uniformity of the quantity or the values. So this type of question therefore make it to be one of those questions that can make it very, very difficult for students to copy anything, let alone cheat. If they don't know the formula, they will not get anything. I like to make use of simple examples. So yesterday I was making use of simple interest example, and perhaps I can make use of the same thing today. Yeah, now when you are setting up this question, you will see some weird words like shared wildcards. Everywhere where you would see wildcards is equivalent of variables. So on Moodle, they use the word wildcards for variables. So you would need to declare variables, and because you don't need to dictate what is the value of each variable, you just need to declare them. So for example, if we take the popular example I use of calculating simple interest. Okay, let's put up a scenario. If Toivo invests, then we need to declare a variable here with curly brackets. Suppose we call it P. Let's just put the $sign here. ABC Bank at the rate of R in curly brackets percentage for T in curly brackets TS Okay, let's put this question. Okay, if Toivo invests this amount in ABC Bank at the rate of this, okay, let's say how much interest will he earn after, after T years. Okay. Now we need to remember the formula of calculating the interest, simple interest. Okay. Maybe the marks are 3. That formula of calculating simple interest is what we would need to put here. Okay, and it has to be the correct one. So the equal sign is already indicated, so we would need to put equal here. So we would know that the simple interest is P, so we need to continue with our curly bracket, which represent the principal amount, times rate divided by 100. 100 is a constant in this case. Then we know that every student who would follow this formula will get the correct answer. Doesn't matter what number will be placed at P, R, and T. But let's go on and see what this will give us. The unit story, we have already talked about it earlier. So let's go to the next page. In the next page, the system will indicate that it will recognize, because we put in everything put in a curly bracket is recognized as a variable or as a wildcard. So you have 3 of them here. And you have the option to say you want to use existing data set, or the one that you used earlier, or you want to use new one. So it doesn't really matter in this case, but for synchronization, okay, even synchronization won't matter. So I go to the next page. Then I want us to take note that the context of the question and that of the subject need to be factored in each question. The questions need to be practical. For instance, we know that nobody can invest $1 to $10 because this represents money. So perhaps we can change the range from 1,000 to 10,000. And because it's money, perhaps we can make it 2 decimal places. The distribution, we recommend uniform. Uniform would mean the value that will be generated here will be fairly distributed between 1,000 and 10,000. If you use longitudinal log uniform, it will be mostly it will be leaning towards the minimum. So uniform is the ideal thing. Let me just update this data set. There's just one thing that Moodle isn't doing. Supposedly, if I update the data set parameters, it's supposed to adjust this. For example, this is not in this range anymore and it's supposed to go in the range. So I need to change it manually. I can put any random number because it will not affect. Okay, same here. This is time, right? Okay, so again, because of if it's time, we know that perhaps people invest between 1 year and might be 5 years. So let me not make it up to 10, and this can remain this way because it suits. The rate is fine. It can start from, maybe start from 5%. Okay. Okay. So then what will be next you will see the tolerance is 10%. Not 10%. The tolerance is 1% in this case, but we can adjust it. Okay. You can adjust it, for example, when the student give an answer and the tolerance is 10%, that means anything, the answer minus 10, the answer minus 1%, or the answer plus the exact answer minus 1%, or the exact answer minus 1%. All those, it will make up a range, an acceptable range. Okay, then you can just add at least one of them, and then we have something outside the limit. Why? Let's look at this one. Where did we get 1.1? Because it P should be a minimum of 1,000. Yeah, I didn't update here. Okay, so let us add. And now we will be able to save this question, and let us preview it. Once we preview it, you will notice that the amounts are placed by the system. If Toivo invests 5,499.75 cents in ABC Bank at the rate of 6%, how much interest will he earn after 1.1 year? You might remember that I didn't put, when I was setting the question, I didn't put the numbers here. Okay, I only declared the variables. That means for student 1, they will get this amount. Another student, they will get a different amount at the investment amount, at the rate, and at the time. So let's go slow and see whether there's a question so far here or things are fine. And then you can try another example, or one more example on the calculated questions. Colleagues, are we there?
Very much.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is more for the number people.
Yeah. Okay, let me think of another example then. But before I go to another example, I think it's necessary to emphasize one thing. Is it here? Yeah. From this table to say, remember, not all complicated calculation questions should be put under calculated question, especially those that have final answers in algebraic expressions. If the final answer is in algebraic expression, please do make use of either essay or short answer questions. But if the answer will be in numeric, you may make use of either essay type of, either calculated questions or numeric questions.